Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have a special event. We are joined by a friend who is going to comment with us. It is Jack. You've seen him in a couple of the tournament videos, so he's going to say hi here.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's it going?
So this is a 2v2 for the faction wars that is currently going on in the Steel Faith Overhaul mod. So me and Jack have picked the Empire as our faction, and so in the next couple of weeks we're going to be going through teaming up with other Empire players and fighting against people who have picked other factions. So you can see here, this is me over here. I have a main line of swordsmen. I've got some spearmen with shields out to each flank, one in the back. I've got 2 units of huntsmen, some handgunners, some silver bullets, Zendler's Reichsguard, 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun with an Empire captain, and a bright wizard here with the Kindle Flame and all the usual stuff. I also do have a Hammer of Witches here who's going to be really focused on taking down Wild Riders over there. Over here you can see my ally, De Crazy Mofo, has a huge main line of spearmen with shields, all vetted up to Silver Chevron, it looks like. Sunmaker here, a mortar and a great cannon with some more spears in the back, some huntsmen, and some Witch Hunter retinue, which is really cool unit. But it has been changed. It no longer has a net. It has a 50% slow. So it's a little bit different. You can see I also do have some more Knights of the Blazing Sun up here. Or that is Mofo's, I guess, because this is from his perspective. 2 Wood Elf players over here. You can see War Dancers, great pick against the Empire. Lots of cheap infantry. Way Watchers, some Forest Dragons, 4 units of Wild Riders, another Glade Lord on a Forest Dragon, War Dancers with spears, more War Dancers, more Glade Guard, War Dancers has our spears, and then some Dryads up here with some Eternal Guard as kind of a meat shield. So we're going to hit play here. We have no advanced technology, so we're going to count down, and in 3, 2, 1, we're going to hit play. Okay. And so, Jack, you were actually spectating this, right?
Yeah, I was spectating this at the time. It was a very intense match. There's some great cast that you're going to be seeing coming up.
Ideally. And you can see the Wood Elf player is doing a nice job just kind of pushing through this forest on this side, and they're going to sneak all the way around and come out over here. Which is kind of a bonus and a negative for the Wood Elves, because the trees will block their arrows, and it'll also, but it will give them cover from our artillery. And we do have 4 fucking units of artillery, so...
yeah, it's not going to be a good time for them. You've also got a Fire Lord this game, so all those Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be getting extra damage off with the flaming attacks.
Yeah, I got Boris and a Bright Wizard here with his Kindle Flame, so giving everybody that extra 14% damage.
Yeah.
And it's gonna go pretty well here because it's actually buffing Mofo's Knights of the Blazing Sun as well, even though he brought a Jade Wizard over here that I forgot to mention.
Going to be a slow start.
Yeah.
Once everyone moves up.
Yeah, you can see these guys pushing through. This is a actually a custom map. It's called the Beastmen Camp Forest Empire.
Yeah, that's
something like that. And it has this huge mound in the middle that cavalry actually can't run over because it's too close to the top of the map, I guess. So you can see these guys taking advantage, sneaking the War Dancers pretty close.
It's going to be a crazy one when you finally spot them. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, and he's got the Way Watchers over here, right? So
yeah, he's got the Way Watchers.
Stay hidden even when they're firing.
Yeah, they got 200 range in SFO now after the update, so they are basically artillery.
And you can't hit them with your artillery because they fire while hidden. So
they're hidden.
You can see over here. Everything just slowly moving up.
Yeah.
And we would fast forward, but we would have to coordinate that, and it would be very strange.
For the sake of the dual cast, we're keeping it slow and simple.
And you can see I'm pushing up my Hammer of Witches over here, because I figured they were coming through this way, and I wanted to keep my hammer of witches as far away from them as humanly possible. So I came and put it up on this like little lip here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be getting some early shots on those wild riders once they come out of the forest.
Yeah. The spearmen that are probably going to spot most of the wood elves when they come in is a very good like pick.
Yeah, I was just meat shielding them in the forest, just sacrificing
they're not
them.
going to have a good time. There's like a whole stack coming for them.
They can take war dancers, right?
No.
They got it.
They have no chance. In their dreams.
They do have a decently high melee defense of 43. And what I'll actually be doing is I'll be casting Cascading Fire Cloak on them, just like over and over and over again.
Yeah.
To attempt to
Burn
make them not
the
die.
dryads. Yeah. I mean, like, Cascading Fire Cloak is a crazy spell.
It is
It's just
insanely powerful.
yeah, like just all the SFO magic when it stacks up. Ooh.
You can see here the Wild Riders are pushing towards those huntsmen that he sees exposed, but they are getting hit by the Hammer of Witches. And this is when the Hammer of Witches will really pay for itself when attacking these very expensive cavalry. Just look at them just get crushed. Oh my
Those
god.
huntsmen are about 1,800 gold in the current version of SFO, so losing so many of them to just basically a 800-point artillery crew is not good.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, these guys got shields for our opponents, because those huntsmen, that was a pretty nasty volley.
Yeah.
You can see here, Cascading Fire Cloak is coming down on my spearmen. Bumping them to 81 melee defense.
Crazy.
And you can see here I'm bringing down my Knights of the Blazing Sun to help out here. But those War Dancers and those Azurite, the Way Watchers are going to be coming down as well.
Yeah. You had no idea they were up there till now.
Yeah.
Soon they will be revealed. Now, the Lord choices that they bring this game was quite a crazy one against the Empire because you're such a big target when you're on the Forest Dragons in SFO.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have very good health, but you know things like Orion shred the Empire infantry.
Mm-hmm. Being able to just spam those cheap spells.
Yeah, no, because they don't cost anything. Their abilities, so it's a lot of damage.
You can see here, this is a good moment with my swordsman charging the forest. And one of the spells that the Wood Elf players have is not Awakening of the Wood. What is it called?
Dwellers from Below.
Dwellers from Below. You're going to see the amount of damage it can put down on these guys.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy.
And it only costs 10 Winds of
10?
Magic.
Yeah.
So you can see over here, I did get some Knights of the Blazing Sun into those Glade Guard, but nice job. He dropped that Prey of Anathrama, and it's going to shut down that cav and allow him to quickly get rid of it. I think you're casting a Dwellers over here, doing a decent amount of, or Mofo is doing a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, not me.
You were spectating this one.
Yeah, I gotta say it was very good spectate still.
And you can see these War Dancers over here. They got isolated, and they have 2 Huntsmen and Handgunners on them, and they're not going to pay for themselves. Oh man, here it is. There's that Dwellers.
Yeah, oh god.
It took out almost the entirety of 3 Swordsman units.
Yeah, no, I think it stays down on the ground for about 20 seconds as well. So even once the animation's gone, it's still doing a good 500 damage a second.
Yeah, it's crazy. And here you can see more Wild Riders are pushing out. But of course I've switched over my Hammer of Witches to begin opening fire again. Just really trying to get the most value I can out of there. And using these silver bullets to get those flanking shots on the War Dancers that I really have no other way of killing. The only way we're going to kill these guys is range or cavalry.
Yeah.
Because our
Unless you get
Empire
very
infantry
lucky
is...
fast.
Yeah. Our Empire infantry is just trash.
Yeah, no. You really can't stand up. I mean, War Dance is the perfect thing to be killing off the Empire infantry.
What do they have? Just 52 melee attack and 45 melee defense. With
Yeah,
just
plus a 25 ward save. So
makes them very, very scary. Here you can see my Zendlar's Reichsguard pushing out, potentially going after stuff. Don't know quite what I'm doing. And you can see my kind of hero blob over here
Yeah.
doing pretty well. And then Dwellers from Below being cast by Mofo is going to just kill all these War Dancers and Dryads. And it's not really going to hurt my own stuff because I only have heroes in there. So that was a really good cast, making them blob up.
You've got those Reiksguard coming through now, pushing.
Oh, what did they do? They came in? Oh, and then they got netted. He's just so on point with those nets. And now you can see
they're
the
both
War
running
Dancers.
net, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of nets on their side.
More nets than the Empire. That's new.
Yeah.
You can see the Hellstorm rocket battery shooting at shattered units.
Racking up to 56 kills now.
What is the Hammer of Witches? I think it's firing at the War Dancers or the Wild Riders.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's also very important that you understand that when you're in SFO, like, it scales so much different to like vanilla, because Wood Elves only have really 80 guys a squad, whereas Empire's got like 140.
And so the kills are going to be much less, right?
Yeah.
And you can see Mofo set up like a second line here with his just mass spearmen. Oh my god.
You didn't have enough mobile range to really take out the dragons early on, because they've kept them in a very good spot in the woods.
Yeah.
Stopping your Hammer of Witches from getting any more effectiveness.
But you can see if you look at their kills, one's up to 7, and one's up to 25. And when there's so much money, if you're not having them like do it the whole game, and you still got a lot of, and you can see another Dwellers killing 2 units of War Dancers with Azrai Spears, just chunking them in the forest over here, and then these Spearmen are going to come in, and just finish them off. It's very sad when Spearmen are killing War Dancers by the drove.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely made some mistakes clumping up as much as they did with such expensive infantry. I mean, what a War Dancer's like 1,400?
Yeah, they're like 1,400 gold. And you saw me do the same exact thing with my swordsmen. But since they were swordsmen, it wasn't like a game-breaking mistake.
Yeah, like
just because they were so cheap.
400 gold down the drain. Not really too bad. Pretty good trade considering what happened later on with the Dwellers cast.
They were going to die to the War Dancers anyways, so. And you can see the Way Watchers over here shooting into the back of these Spearmen.
And not the best target.
Yeah,
with all that missile damage there, it could really be taking down someone like Boris or the General of the Empire.
Yeah, and just because Spearmen are so cheap, it's hard for the kind of elite infantry, when you bring such like huge armies as we did, to make all your range stuff cost effective. Yeah.
It's very important as well that they just they don't just, you got to spread out that damage, because they basically just snuck up and then didn't spread out. Because if they got to your artillery crews, it's basically over.
Yeah.
Because it's so much gold off the field.
Look at this poor Jade Wizard getting murdered by a dragon.
The Prayer of Anathrema doesn't help on that as well, though. That 22 missile resistance.
Yeah, and so you can see now it's really just the dragons, some War Dancers, some Way Watchers over there, and they're not actually bad melee combatants. You can see 46 melee attack and 45 melee defense. It's better than most
poison
things.
on that.
Yeah. But at this point, it's just, you can see Potion of Toughness is dropping, but Huntsmen, Silver Bullets, Handgunners, Hammer of the Witches, this guy's
other
just
one's
gonna drop.
fleed.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get his dragon in there. He's just like, no thanks, had enough.
Even a Fireball coming in. Another Dwellers.
It's a lot of damage going down.
Yeah.
Luckily, it doesn't really mean anything, though.
Because it's on Spearmen.
Right. I mean, General of the Empire should be able to do a pretty good job if he goes up against the dragon in ranged. I mean...
What is his missile damage? 750?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
And he's a really effective lord when you want kind of a wider army, because he's so cheap.
Yeah. He's just very fragile.
But he can't do it.
Oh my god.
We are currently in the middle of a cast,
You doing something for them?
a YouTube cast recording.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, yeah, welcome to the public Discord.
Yeah,
that
we
we're
should have
playing.
created
in.
a private room, and now mistakes were made.
But yeah, that was a great game. It was one of our first for the faction wars. You can see we were joined by Quecko and Brother Smurfus. And you can see his Way Watchers actually got a decent amount of kills, 130 on one of them.
Yeah, no, definitely paid for themselves. Oh, depending on what they shot at, but
Yeah.
they got a chevron, I think, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really hurt. That amount of Wild Riders, 8K thrown down the drain.
Yeah, the Hammer of Witches just doing work. How much did it get? It got 100 kills, 3 XP chevrons from killing those guys, which is just incredible.
Yeah, let alone the Knights of the Blazing Sun that game, getting some pretty good frags on the Wood Elf numbers.
Poor Mofo's got like 10 kills each though.
Yeah, but he got nearly 200 kills with the Dwellers. So.
And what did Quecko get? He got 170. So just a very, very powerful spell there.
Yeah, likely to be nerfed. In the upcoming game.
No, maybe not nerfed. Maybe just increase the cost.
That's still a nerf at the end of the day, though.
True. You can see my handgunners actually cheved up as well. Silver bullets got up to 3 chevrons.
Just all that dragon damage.
Taking out the dragons, shooting the war dancers in the back, in the sides. Definitely.
Yeah, I wonder if it goes through scaly skin if they're magical missiles.
That is a very good question, and I have no idea. I assume it's missile damage regardless of if it's magic or not.
Yeah, I guess so.
But anyways, thanks so much, Jack, for coming to do this wonderful dual cast. And
no problem. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and whoever hopped in and said some nice words, thanks to him as well. And thanks so much for watching, guys. That's that.